Hello again, everybody, and welcome to CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Nick Wisniewski along with Kevin Bryant, and we are here at the sacred, hallowed Hallway Field for the first game in our spring season. We've got boys lacrosse between the Huron River Rats and, of course, the home Pie High. Kevin Bryant, what are we looking at tonight?
Well, we got two teams that are really young. You got Pioneer with only 5 seniors, Huron with only 6 seniors themselves, and both teams coming off really a bumpy start. So we're looking, as always, early season, get some kinks out of their system, and have some goals scored this game.
Hopefully, looking forward to a lot of offense. Face-off coming up right after this. And here we are, folks, as advertised. Huron River Rats taking on the Pioneers here. Pioneers wearing home whites. River Rats in those green and gold and extra shiny silver helmets, Kevin.
Oh, I love the extra shiny silver, especially off of the glare from the sun. Did you know that it was an eclipse today?
I'd not heard. That's craziness. It is Eclipse Monday if you're watching this online, just so you know. Remember where you were during that day. Here we got both teams facing off. Little handshake, little knucks for everybody.
It looks like we have Preston Hermanson in the net for the River Rats, and of course Denson. Whit Denson, that's a guy. He's one of the captains for the Pioneers. I'll tell you, Nick, I watched him against the Skyline Eagles the other day, and his cross gets all over the place. He will stop everything. He'll go down to his knees as well. And when he gets possession of the ball, you will see him press it all the way up to midfield.
Those lacrosse goals, 6 wide, 6 high, and I feel like both keepers are slightly under that crossbar, just maybe a little bit. You take those helmets off, and I think they don't need to limbo to get under there.
And we were mentioning maybe some of those upstairs shots might get through because of the height of these keepers.
And opening face-off won by the Rats. Coming up strong on the right-hand side there, that's Caleb Patterson. Like you said, the Pioneer, they put up 10 against crosstown rival Skyline the other day. And here we got some physicality already. Get out there, get some chucks out there.
Teams just getting meeting and learning each other.
Jack Reagan with some aggression. Charlie Fox down there in the corner as well. This is what you like to see from, like you mentioned, a young team. You want some kids that are hungry. They might make some mistakes here and there.
Yeah, and one of the mistakes for the Pioneers is keeping your head on a swivel. I mean, because the Rats are coming out to hit and hit hard. And actually, one of the players actually on that hit, I think he might have injured himself, because on the sideline, one of the River Rats, we have a stoppage of play right now. He's down on the field, but he's holding his knee. Was that the same player?
I couldn't see. It was Caleb Patterson on the hit. I can't see who's down there now. I think
19.
You're right. Yeah, I don't think it was on that replay hit. I think it was more down in the corner towards the end where him and Fox were trying to keep the ball down in their end. But you're right. I mean, you're talking about being a young player, learning every aspect of this game, knowing how to hit as well, going in with your shoulders and try to lead your knees back.
Well, and a lot of these players, you got to think, Nick, they just came from playing hockey. A physical sport, and then they get over another net sport that they can be physical in, and not as much protection.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You got knee pads in hockey, you got shin pads in hockey, you've got a lot of extra things to soften that blow when you go up against somebody. Lacrosse, you got a helmet, you got some minor shin pads, and other than that, you are just out there for the world.
One of the things you want to look for Coach Conley's Pioneer squad is some clean passes. A lot of their passes were finding the dirt in their match against the Eagles.
As Finn Sanders there bringing the ball in, spinning away, took some abuse for all of his efforts, but did a nice job getting it in there, drew a penalty, and now the Pioneers are looking to get their offense going from behind the net.
That is Rosenberg. He's really the trigger, one of the midfielders that'll get down. And once he comes behind the net, watch this pirouette that he'll show and come with a strong right-handed shot.
Back into Rosenberg. Rosenberg's got a little move there. Nice job. Nice juke coming around the spin and goes low on Pioneer. And that is a goal on Preston Hermanson. 1-0 now.
Pioneer goal by number 4, Levi Rosenberg. His first of the
Rosenberg
game.
went downstairs on that shot. You can see him go on the bounce, and the bounce in front of the keeper, and it bounces over his shoulder.
0-8.
Yeah, I wonder if the scouting report on him is that he'll make those moves and, like you said, try to do some spin-a-roonies. So they tried to get aggressive over the top, but he went low, and great shot by Rosenberg. 10:08 to go here in the first, and Pie High draws first blood. I'm getting great information from our crack statisticians that Levi Rosenberg was a key player of the game last season. So he's looking to get back out there on it again.
Put his name on there, double up on that key player of the game, of course.
Pioneer midfielders bringing it up now. Not showing too much aggression. They're just going to play it around the corners and see what they can work their offense in. Down to Rosenberg into that whole set area again. Rosenberg finds his man, couldn't find his man, cutting out right in the slot in front of the net.
And that pass is another thing that the Pioneers need to clean up, some of those passes that are a little bit too tall for the receiver.
That's Cole Karowski he missed on there. And now the River Rats back into their offense. Really aggressive lefty shot goes in off the bar, hit the bar, bounces away. I could have swore I saw a net move on that one.
And coming right across, first of all, this is Rosenberg coming in, and just that tall pass. I mean, he saw Audie Price coming in, and just a little bit too high.
Huron back on the offense, got some speed moving in there. That's Jack Regan.
Regan, the captain, one of the captains for the River Rats. That was a quick one right off the top post there.
Yeah, I feel like the Rats, they're way less interested in taking their time and biding their time. They're just going go, go, go. They're going right in for it. And you can see that play right there. Much the same. Carl Thorson there, another post shot.
Yeah, and it looked like almost Denson put in the cross right towards the shooter. And he comes in and let's see if he gets a piece of it. Yeah, it kind of looked like he did on the top of his cross. And you're right, the Rats are just, they're peppering the net in front of Denson.
Yeah, they know that they've got a finite amount of time in this quarter and on this earth, and they are not wasting a second of it passing the ball around. It's just all about going in, and there's, I believe, Thorson again. And another nice save by Whit Denson.
you see Denson come out of the box there, come out of the crease, and again, he's meeting the shooter before the shooter gets the ball out of the cross.
Well, I think as a defender, right, the best way to counteract an aggressive team is to go out and be aggressive as well. Would be my assumption. As someone who's never played goal in lacrosse.
Well. I mean, because that's what you do in basketball. You press a pressing team.
Pioneer now once again working that ball around the perimeter. They feel like they want to try to get just about everybody involved, but like you said, it all starts with Rosenberg down there, and he's going to try to cut in and try to find somebody moving in on the slot. Audie Price was the guy he was looking for.
I think that was good. I think he went over the top. That's a goal. I mean, Rosenberg fired that shot, and it goes right over.
His second of the game.
And you can see Hosman goes right over. And you were talking about it, Nick, how short some of the keepers are on both sides. And watch how Rosenberg, he fooled the keeper. Keeper thought he was on the other side, who goes down to his knee, and he just opened up that cage.
Yeah, Hermanson, like you said, just seemed unsure of where the ball was, who had the ball was. I was confused where the ball was, but he should really be a little more dialed into what's happening down there.
And actually, some of his teammates got to help him out as well, too, especially when that ball is behind him like that.
Yeah, the communication is super key for a young team, for a younger goalkeeper. Although Hermanson is playing as a senior. Pie High back into that offense. Some long, crisp passes. And there's a good one from Rosenberg into the middle on Jet Latch.
And Latch, he has some speed, right? I mean, he's coming in tons of speed right at the net, and Rosenberg finds him in full stride. Unfortunately, that shot, again, just a bit high out of Latch.
Latch, nice job. Maybe one move too many. He went for that last fake, and that just couldn't get it. I mean, you talk about his speed. If your name's Jet, you better be quick.
Why not?
You better be quick out there. You're not going to be
probably not going to be a 300 pounder with that, though, right?
Oh yeah, there's no
Jet.
Yeah. Pie High back on the attack, working around the outside, that far side from us. Jaunting it around to try to get that back into position behind the net. And there's Latch from behind, looking for a player out front.
Still another smart play trying to center that pass, just a bit hot, actually.
And we saw a lot of aggressiveness from the Huron forwards. You'd kind of like to see that from their defenders right now.
Yeah, the Rats have to gain possession and get some of that pressure off of their defense and get it out of this zone. They've been playing with fire right now.
Yeah, this has been in the Rat zone for most of this game. And I'm sure that's part of Pioneer's strategy. That's their game plan. What they do is they play possession and wait for their opportunities.
Oh,
that was a low shot
there.
Right there. Hermanson, great job down to one knee, knocking that one wide. Unfortunately, his midfielders couldn't get the ball back out of the zone, and aggressive play there in transition for Pie High to hold on to this one.
Yeah, and a good stop, but unfortunately unable to flip the field were the Rats on that possession. That pass is going to go out, and that should flip possession over to the River Rats.
And that's Jet Latch there, just coming up just a little shy, a little low on that one. Lefty shooter Latch. And Latch is actually coming out right now.
Sorry about that, Nick, but the Pioneers definitely are deploying a very patient style on the offensive end. They're grinding away and allowing their offense to wait for an opening of that net.
Yeah, they're in no rush. There's no shot clock for them there. They're waiting on Rosenberg to make that first move, that first step, and everything will come off of him, it seems like. We'll see if Huron goes just straight to it like they've been doing the last couple of times they've had the ball down here, if they're going to play a little bit more of a waiting game.
Yeah, and it's actually, they're holding on to the ball. The Rats are in it. That's easy defense if you're the Pioneers. They need to move that ball around a little bit more.
And there's a pass from Thorson into that slot position, that whole position right out front, but that one went wide as well.
Another great save by Denson going down low, using his cross to block that shot.
And here's something else the Pioneer does. I mean, they make some really nice long passes. We've seen them get out of their zone into the offense just like that. Snap your fingers, and they're back down into it.
And that really puts a lot of pressure on the River Rats. You know, they cannot fall asleep.
Rosenberg once again pulls it out into the front. I feel like I heard post on that one.
I heard post way up here.
Playing up into that far shadow up above us now. Ball still on the turf.
And let's see if we can see this shot here by Rosenberg. He comes around, the defender falls. Both defenders fall. Rosenberg goes up high and just inches away from his hat trick.
Well, both of those defenders did a nice job of staying with him initially, but when he went low, it was almost like an ankle breaker for him. Both of those defenders went low, and they just couldn't recover from it, and he had wide open opportunity. Yeah, it feels like we've got a little stoppage here again, and this might be good for the River Rats because it feels like their defense is sucking wind a bit.
A little, and just no flow, really, with their offense. Once they get some good defense, they're not flipping it and turning that good defense into a solid offensive possession.
Yeah, it feels like right now the River Rats are more about quantity versus where Pioneer is more about quality for shot opportunities. Except for right now when you're coming in on a fast break.
Nice save.
Great job there by Hermanson. And now it's the River Rats' opportunity to try to get that moving, get it up there.
And Houston down low on that good defense. And before that, let's take a quick look at this defense by the River Rats. Hermanson, man, he is tracking that all the way almost into the net, but the cross is bigger than the net in that case.
Pioneer, great job on the odd man rush there, but Huron got back into position, and like you said, Hermanson sniffed that one out. He saw that thing the whole way.
There's another errant pass by the Pioneers. They're trying to find that man cutting through the defense. And here we go, Nick.
Bounce shot in there by the aggressive River Rats. But this one's picked up by Pioneer, and they're going to play this one up in transition, as we've seen so much from them so far in this first quarter. 2:13 to play here in the first quarter at Holloway Field.
Wow, another great play by, the keeper for the Rats are keeping them in the game.
And now Huron with a chance in transition, trying to not even this one out, but get back into it, really.
Wow, now that was a hip check. Regan, he sent that Pioneer guy down to the ground.
That one seems to have gotten away from the River Rat players. Ball on turf now. And that one ekes out just a bit.
And there, Denson using knees?
Yeah,
that's gotta hurt, right?
Yeah, that ball's not soft, dude.
That's when you're giving it all for your squad, right?
If I'm not mistaken, that's Caleb Patterson back in there for the River Rats. He's the one that had the knee issue, the knee problem early on. So getting him back out there, he seems like an aggressive player. They want that.
One minute remaining in the first quarter.
Only 1 minute to go now in this first quarter. Pioneer back on the attack in the offensive zone. Down to Rosenberg, obviously. Rosenberg cuts in along the side. Hermanson tries to get in front of that, but can't do it. Rosenberg with his third goal of the game. The hat trick in the first quarter.
Yeah, somebody wants to put their name on a key. I mean, Rosenberg this time, he just put on the jets as he came back from behind the net, and he used superior speed. He called off the screen, goes away from it, and again, goes upstairs for the goal.
Yeah, took that one
0:45.
foot off the turf, got that cross really high,
And
a lot of
bounced.
torque down on that shot, and tough to get in front of that. You don't want to get in front of that shot.
Well, not unless you're Dinson.
But yeah, apparently. Back to face-off time. Both players working hard for that, getting after that. And you'd mentioned that Pioneer had some tough problems against Skyline working those face-offs. But thus far, they've done a pretty nice job of getting off of there and starting their offense up from midfield.
Yeah, Caden Wolf is the specialist on there, and he goes down as the midi on those draws for Pioneer, and he's really improved from game to game.
Clock winding down now, 36 seconds to go, but the Pioneers still have malice in their hearts. They think they might be able to get one more
they
before
still
the
have
end of this
time.
quarter.
It's be a big stop for the Reds.
Shimmy shake there, coming out in front of the net. Next,
They
Friedman.
still got time here.
Yeah, with 12 seconds left, there's no reason why these
Here
Rats
comes
can't
Fox.
push this one up. Fox coming up now. He's got a couple of men. He's got numbers. One more pass off to the side, and that one got sent wide.
Whoa.
And that was Hamza Khan that just barely missed that one, and that would be the end of the first quarter. But Huron with a nice flurry at the end, and who knows what you might see coming up. Stick around for the next quarter here at CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Fans, we'd like to take a moment and thank our platinum sponsors.
Feeding off of each other, and there's Micah Powell for three high, and that one rattles in. Are you kidding me? There's Holloway Field at CTN Sports Game of the Week as we've got Pioneer out there. I mean, when you're up 3-0, you're anxious to get back out there and try to keep this moving along.
Yeah, I mean, and actually they're building off of their last game against Skyline. The Eagles, they beat them on Saturday. They come back and they play their other crosstown rival here on Monday. The Pioneers are going to really get into the juice of their schedule coming up after this game. They have Novi coming up on Friday, which is a perennial state power in lacrosse.
Jack Reagan out there for the River Rats. Looks like he's going up against Caden Wolf, if I'm not mistaken. As we said, Wolf's had a few issues out there at midfield. That one, a nice job of trying to play that one forward, but smooth play coming in there and scooping that one up, Nick Bowers.
Huge play there by Friedman coming in from the rear and get that steal from the River Rats, number 3 now with it.
Sides switched up here now. Pioneer going left to right on your television and or computer screen, possibly your phone. But Levi Rosenberg still doing Levi Rosenberg things no matter what side of the field he's on. Sent that one away, and that is another goal for the Pioneers.
Pioneer goal by number 18, Cole Korowski.
Cole
His first in the
Korowski,
game at
not on
11:31 remaining
roster.
in the second
That's
quarter.
why he scored the
Score is
goal.
Pioneers
Clearly,
4,
clearly. But we
River
know,
Rats 0.
thankfully, for the
Korowski at
announcer here at Holloway
11:31.
Field. Korowski went high on that one, and just a nice shot. And, of course, set up by Levi Rosenberg.
Yeah, and Rosenberg he's got his hands on every goal so far. Either putting it in himself or that one on the assist. And I wondered if you will see a lot of the shots coming in from the right side of the keeper now for the River Rats, because that's where the sun is. And that's where he's looking directly. And that last shot came from that side.
You know, that's a great point. You can see it there on that sideline shot, low sideline shot we have there down there. Just outstanding camera work down there by all of our guys. But yeah, that's going to be a thing. You can see that sun moving across, and it is getting a little bit lower as well, so that's going to be a problem. Those lacrosse diehards out there in the stands right now.
I mean, if you were in this stadium a week ago, I mean, I would be calling all my friends to come out today because this is like a beach party.
Yeah, this is one of the first real Michigan spring days when everybody's feeling great about things. And somebody else is feeling great about things. Anthony Yang there went low. Another goal for Pie High. 5-0 right now, Pioneers, and it's possible that the route is on, Kevin Bryant.
Pioneer goal by number 5.
He really wound up on this one,
Yang.
and he goes downstairs hard again. The bounce, that bounce almost inside the net.
Price.
Yeah, Hermanson, he dove for it. He did everything in his power to get over there. Threw his entire body, threw everything he had at it, but
Yang,
no go.
assisted by Audie Price at 10-5-6.
And now I think those defenders and the goalkeeper down there are talking about, like, just communication needs to be better, as we spoke of earlier.
But I think that sun is actually playing a force for the River Rats down there.
Well, and every once in a while, you're going to get a gleam off those very, very shiny silver helmets.
Yeah.
You never know. It's like looking directly into the eclipse. You can't do that.
And I don't see any players out there with, those really sporty sunglasses on or anything.
Yeah, the visors.
Now we're getting some hitting going on down low.
Well, Huron's going to have to do something to try to change their fortunes right now, whether it's getting a little chippy, whether it's trying to throw their bodies around there. And that's a little over-the-head pass there by Pioneer. That's Nick Houston, excuse me. No look behind the back, over the head. Didn't really hit much, but I like it. I admire some creativity out there.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to call that one offsides, and they gave that possession to the River Rats. Odd call.
Very few stoppages so far in this one.
Clean
Yeah,
match.
clean game, clean played. 9:49 to go here in the second. Here I'm going to slowly trying to work things around. Thorson pulls off now.
And again, I'd love to see the River Rats move that ball around a little bit more to shift this defense. Pioneer is able to set in their place.
And there's Fox, but I mean, he just had two Pioneers converge on him as soon as he got about to the goal line.
Look at Denson just fighting people off as he takes it all the way upfield. And Denson's trying to get into
he might hit a little something for his, his efforts there.
He did. And it looks like that was Lasky
goal by
on
number 1,
the
Whit Denson.
assist.
At 9:15 remaining in the second quarter.
Now,
Pioneer
this is using all of your energy, right? Take it upfield on your own. Knock over a couple other people like they're your little brother, and then get the ball again and finish off your due.
Well, he made that first move initially just outside of his net, and it felt like nobody was even near him for a solid 60, 65 yards before he got well into the River Rat zone. And I think that those Rats were just stunned at what they were seeing in front of them.
Didn't believe that he'd take it all the way up there like that?
No. But Whit Denson means business offensively. And I think we got a timeout now for Huron, a well-called timeout. You got to get your dudes in there and get them to calm down a little bit and regroup after a play like that, after a situation like that. Whereas if you're Pioneer, you're bouncing in your Nikes down there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're feeling real good about yourself if you're Pioneer. You're going in your bag when your goalie's taking it upfield and finding the net. I mean, that's some sprinkles, and you're only in the second quarter.
Yeah, we have to do some research, make some phone calls, find out if that's Denson's first goal ever. But I mean, the way he carried himself, it'd be surprising if that was the first time he's ever put one in.
And the way he received the pass, too. He passed it over. It was a give and go, sweet give and go, because Denson found himself right at the crease, stopped at the crease, and fired his shot.
Yeah, that's a great call. Just really clear-headed play all around, very smooth. Didn't have any issues coming up there. Yeah, calming.
And for the Riverettes right now, they're trying to stop this because the dams have broken.
6-0 right now, exactly, with still 9 to go here in this first half. You've got to do something, but what is it, right? Like they get the ball in their zone. It seems like they can't get anything going from behind the net. So maybe going back to that aggressive outside play, just trying to jump in there. I'm not sure what it would be.
Well, the only thing you were hitting on it earlier, Nick, about they were peppering the net, and then the last couple of possessions that I've been mentioning. They're holding on to the ball. The ball's not moving from cross to cross. It's not making the defense change sides. Hopefully, out of this timeout, Coach Fox can get his team to maybe utilize those offensive possessions a lot more efficiently and change up.
Well, and maybe that slow, methodical offense just isn't for them, right? It's not for everybody. I understand that it's the goal. That's really what you really want. But, for some teams, everybody's got their different jam to get to the end of the rainbow there. So here we can see the save from Dennison just at the end of the first quarter. Look at him get down there.
He used the inside of his leg, not even no padding there. He takes one for the squad, and that was to close out the first quarter. So a goal there lets Huron feel good about themselves starting the second, right?
Right. At that point, it's still 3-0. If he doesn't make that, it's 3-1. And you're right, Huron could jump into the second quarter looking at this game in a totally different way, whereas he makes that save, takes one for the team, so to speak, and just a few minutes later, they're up 6-0.
Little offsides there. Ball's going to go back possession to the Riverettes, I believe. And actually, no, that's going to stay Pioneers' possession.
It's Mike Frankley on the call, down near side. Pioneer now, Levi Rosenberg, as we've seen so much. Rosenberg just makes it look easy, right? Like, that first quarter, he was just getting away with stuff. And then when you see Huron try to do much the same thing and have zero opportunity, zero chance what he's doing, it's really impressive to appreciate how good he is back there.
And then another goal there by Rosenberg. And again, he comes from that right side where it's very difficult for the keeper to see that ball, especially when Rosenberg puts it down on the ground so well. Look at where he pinpoints the shot.
8-1-6.
He knocks him.
Well, and he shot from so far away, too. Like, we haven't seen Rosenberg go from that distance. He's been putting the ball in the net up close.
Rosenberg and Denson, geez, between those two, Pioneer has a squad, offense and defense.
And before this game started, Kevin, we talked about both squads wanting some offense, and Pioneer has gotten that. Pioneer has given that.
And we had mentioned that Rosenberg injured himself in the final moments of that Skyline game. He was carried off the field, couldn't put any pressure on his right leg. It healed up quick.
It's amazing what a weekend will do when you're 16, 17 years old.
And about 20 extra degrees.
Yeah, that helps too.
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah, sun comes out, warms up. It's a whole different world.
See, again, the Rats right now, they're trying to set up a particular play, and they're allowing this Pioneer defense to just sit back and wait for him.
But it pays. Did that? Oh, I could have sworn that went in. That was on the outside of the net. That was outside of the net.
And again, he's cutting off the angle so well that he's even fooling us up here in the booth.
Reagan was the one that hit that one off the side to start. Now, I believe we had Jensen Bruch.
And here's another shot of going just outside. You can see it was just on the back of the net.
Fooled me. Fooled me completely. Thought they finally found pay dirt. But you're right once again. Yeah, Denson just doing a great job of playing the angles exactly the way he needs to. 6:36 to go here in this second quarter. Pioneer looking to set up once again.
And this is the play. I mean, they continually go behind the net to Rosenberg. And this time they're putting Rosenberg at the point. So here we got a different play coming in.
Let's jet Lash again. He's a lefty, so he's going to come around to that near side to us. Spins away, trying to get back out in front of the net. Hermanson stays low, and it almost looked like he was more protecting himself than the net. But either way, nice stop.
Yeah, and again, Hermanson's seen so many shots from so many different angles. It's nice, I bet, for him to have somebody other than Rosenberg coming at you with that big stick.
Yeah, and Letch came in righty there. Tried
still
to
kept an
sneak
eye
that
on
by
it, though.
near side, yep. Rosenberg back at it. He's got that quick feet, quick juke. And he turns around, spins that one low, and another goal, Levi Rosenberg, excuse me.
Yeah, Levi went downstairs on the scoop shot that time.
Pioneer goal by number 4, Levi Rosenberg. Assisted by number 5, Anthony Yang.
Number 5
Rosenberg's
for
fifth
Rosenberg
at the game
here
at
this
5:38 remaining in the second quarter.
So that's his 6th point
Pioneer
out
8,
of the 8
Huron
goals.
0. Rosenberg from Yang at 5:38.
6.
8. You were right.
Wow.
You said 8.
Yeah.
You said 8, and you were right. Say it with confidence.
I need to. I'm sorry. I'm tired of listening to directors. Another save there by Denson.
Ends with the save, and he was happy to turn that around. Try to get that one out to Jack Greasaber. Greasaber trying to come up near side. Then it's Jackson Paul McDonald now. I have a feeling we're going to start seeing and hearing some new names coming out with a lead of this size for the Pioneers.
You may not, just because it's early in the season, and this is just like some live fire action as opposed to going against your teammates. Plus, I'm sure the Pioneers don't mind a couple extra goals against this team.
No, that's the whole game, right? Like just getting those few extra jabs in on those guys from across town. There's a pass out front, received nicely by number 13, Jack Regan. Regan's been around there. He's had chances. He just hasn't been finished one off. And now we just saw a flag fly out there.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be, was that a charging? Because it looks like number 3 is going to come off for the River Rats.
I mean, he put a little shoulder on him, but it wasn't.
If it's above the waist, under the shoulders, come on, right? That's supposed to be a good hit.
Yeah, that wasn't as egregious as we all thought it was. I think that the Pioneer player might have just been falling a little bit on his own. He was a little unsteady as it was, and just that little bit of a nudge sent him down. And I think it was the after the hit.
Hey, we could take one more look at it. He hit him in the backside. I mean, but the Pioneer person was turning towards the ball.
So you're saying there was, I mean, he didn't see it coming and it was from behind. Well, sure. I'm not saying it wasn't a penalty. I'm saying it was maybe not as egregious as we thought it was coming out of the play.
So man advantage now for the Pioneers.
Just exactly what they need.
Well, yeah.
Pioneer now. No hurry at all. They're going to want to work this one around and get the absolute best shot opportunity that they can. And now 4 coming in off the bench for Huron.
Yeah, they're back at full strength now.
but still no urgency from Pioneer. They've got the lead, and they're more than happy to just work this one around and get what they need.
And it looks like some just subtle, but the Huron River Rats have taken an extra step closer towards the attackers. And as I say that, coming in as Sanders, it looked like, for the goal.
Yeah, Finn Sanders came in from a ways away, a solid 12, 15 yards out.
By number 12,
put that one low, and Finn Sanders scores for his first goal of this
first
evening.
Big game.
But no, you're right. Just as someone, again, who's not
number 3, Max
super
Freeman.
well versed at lacrosse, here you can see him get through there, and he was excited too.
Second quarter.
And a lot of shots have been finding the downstairs 5-hole, or at least below the knee. And that's something that the Rats are going to have to work on.
Yeah, you would have thought for a casual observer that going and being aggressive was the way to go, but at the moment they did that, it was a problem.
Well, the speed took over for the Pioneers. They seem to be a step faster, the attackers do, when they're going up against the Huron defenders.
That is goal number 9 now for the Pioneers.
You know, they haven't scored double figures this season, so the next goal for the Pioneers is going to be, one of those things, one of the goals, I would say, that they came into this game looking to achieve.
Working for that objective. And then the one-timer, no go for Huron. Picked up off the side, tried to get that by as well, but just foiled right out in front of the net.
Yeah, Whit Denson, I mean, you can check out the save and then check out what he does after the save. Okay, he comes with the save, but then the River Rat player comes in there, and Denson doesn't give up on the play. He's whacking you until you give up the ball.
He got his couple of shots in there just as well. I'm sure he's taken more than a couple so far this game, so he's got something to give back. And his stick's longer than everybody else's.
Good effort there by Caleb Patterson for the River Rats. And we can see look at him in great position, but the reaction out of Denson. I mean, he set himself in the proper goalkeeper position, knees bent, eyes on the man, with his cross ready.
Yeah, and Carl Thorson, I mean, you're not going to get many better opportunities than that right there, right out in front of the net. He had a couple of moments, a couple of heartbeats to actually pick his spot and take that shot, where, I mean, that's so rare before, you get a ball sent to you right in that area. You're going to get knocked down or at least chipped a little bit, but he had a couple of heartbeats to take that shot, and you said it, Denson was just ready to go.
I think Denson put some fear in the heart of these attackers for the River Rats after a full almost 2 quarters of just stymieing each shot.
Timeout.
I mean, shutout ball in lacrosse is not something you see very often. And again, it's not like Huron isn't taking shots. They're getting opportunities. They've had plenty of chances out there, and Denison has just shut them down.
Yeah, and it hasn't really even been a byproduct, and I don't want to pull away from the defense in front of Denson, but actually we've just seen him just block shot after shot after shot from different angles as well, too.
And you can check out some of our social situations out there as well. Just coming up last there is the Instagram. Always get some nice behind the scenes with the Instagram. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to try to contribute to as much as possible. You can sit and watch a game on anything, whether it's CTN, whether it's ESPN. Yeah, that for sure that. But it's always really cool to see some of the great people that make this happen behind the scenes, and the hard work that goes into things that you don't think about or maybe not even know about. Running cables, right? Pulling them up after the game, making sure you've got some mats over those cables so that people aren't wandering by and knocking things over.
A camera.
Just a white balance, yes.
I had to watch another broadcast of the Pioneers earlier this week, and they didn't white balance their camera, so they said Skyline was out there, but it looked like it was a purple team.
Amateur hour, baby. Amateur hour without that white balance. Get that at 5,600 degrees or more. Come on. Big C into the huddle of the River Rats. Pulling away ever so slightly. There's still more discussions to be had. It's got to be talking to the defenders, right? Call these guys out. You know, let them come at you and make the mistake and then double in. That's one of the great things that we've seen from the Pioneer defense so far. It's not just one player out there coming in on the offensive player. They're doing a great job of doubling up on somebody coming into their zone.
And when you look at the scoring from Huron's other games, they found the back of the net. They had 6 in the first game, 9 in their second game against Dexter, and 7 last week against Northview. So, I mean, they do have some offense. This is Pioneer defense, and Denson in the net is just, too much right now.
1 minute remaining.
Thorson again running into not 2 players, but 3-4 Pioneers. And Thorson looks back and says, hey, come on.
Conley was
3 of these
pushing
guys.
him off his cross, right? I mean, he was like, hey. I think that's the coach's son, too.
And yeah, that cross was way up high under his neck, twisted around.
He wanted to go for a ride. He got a ride.
Thorson now starting it out again, trying to get in there. And that's the problem. You get that defense converging, and I feel like the River Rats, they don't have that secondary player either making a cut or finding a way to get open. So how they counteract that, I don't know. But something's got to be drawn up or get those players moving in a different way to try to find somebody open and get that shot. 23 seconds to go, only 23 seconds to go here in this first half now, and the Pioneers are looking for double digits before that happens. Juke move there out front. Stout defense by the Rats, and another big push there by the Rats. And I feel like their defense is what's gonna help them out here. And that will do it for first half action here from Holloway Field. CTN Sports Game of the Week. Pioneers have got a nice lead, but you never know what the second half could bring. Stick around. We'll be right back with more CTN's Game of the Week.
Dana Denho here, and this is Let's Watch with the Ann Arbor Film Festival. Ann Arbor's annual film festival celebrates arts and artists of mediums of all kinds.
In 2015, CTN partnered with the world-renowned Ann Arbor Film Festival, creating Let's Watch with the Ann Arbor Film Festival, a space for filmmakers.
Filmmaking was really what I enjoyed doing.
Performance and installation artists, and creators of all kinds to share insights into their works, leading up to this annual festival.
They don't just become like a symbol, but that's actually a living, breathing person.
Destroyed as these different sort of like gentrification forces moved in.
So to say, real females.
How we are supposed to, talk about our bodies or talk or be how we're supposed to view ourselves as worthy, no matter what our sexual history is.
I'm Dana Denho for Let's Watch with the Ann Arbor Film Festival.
No! No!
And welcome back, everybody, to second half action here on CTN Sports Game of the Week. As you can see, Hallway Field just lined in that beautiful golden hour light. A little bit of a shadow coming across the field now. Hopefully less of an issue for the goaltenders, depending on which side they're on, Kevin.
Well, I tell you one thing, the temperature, the wind, perfect conditions out here for play, and I'm sure both teams appreciate that as well.
Yeah, perfect time out there right now. No rain, no snow. Shorts are feeling comfortable. Everything's great out there right now on a picture-perfect Michigan Monday afternoon here in April. And all the more picture-perfect for Pie High.
Yeah, they really got going early, with goals right from the beginning. Rosenberg in the first period, he had a hat trick. I mean, so he didn't slow down in the second quarter either. But it's really picked between Rosenberg and Denson for our key player of the game. Denson really, I think, had the key play when he had that full court, full field goal.
Yeah, that goal was something else, something special, something you don't see too often. But Denson's just been so stout in the net too, making all the saves, obviously, so far. But we really talked about that one save that he had at the end of the first quarter. Game was still really close. Game was still in hand. It was still anybody's game at that point. And he came up huge. And, the Pioneers have just been rolling since then.
Yeah, and that was the one where he went down and caught the ball off the inside of his knee. No padding. Just leaving it out there for the squad, and that's exactly what Coach Conley loves to see out of his netminder. Only a junior as well.
I was just about to point that out. Same page, you and me, right? He's still got one more year, and this is what you want. He's learning how to be a leader. He's leading, like you said. He's taking one for the squad here and there, and even showing like, hey, this is how you rally. This is how we go and put one on our crosstown rivals as well. You can see Pioneers starting that offense from behind. Almost got that one out in front. Just couldn't find his man. Couldn't see if that was Thorson again down there trying to start it up. But regardless, you've got Pioneer cutting up the field quickly. Man, they go transition from defense to offense in a heartbeat.
Yeah, they flipped the script and they put the pressure right on your defense.
And there's the Huron defense doing a nice job of not allowing that player to come through and get that easy shot near side. So maybe they talked a little bit about that for Huron, how you're going to chuck that player off their front foot away from that shot that they've been getting so easily is a rough word, but it's been there, and it's been there often for Pioneers. So maybe Huron is figuring a little something out on the defensive end of things.
Well, that possession right there, Nick, says just case in point where you're talking about, marking your man, putting your cross right on top of the offensive player and causing that errant cross-field pass.
As Huron ball gets put on the turf ever so briefly, Colin Bullman there. Turned it around, got it up there, though.
Reese actually had a nice slash. Couldn't corral that ball.
Jack Regan again. A lot of the opportunities that we've seen from Huron have started with Regan at some point. There's a long shot. Denson knocked that one away. Seemingly kicked that one or shinned it away.
But again, the way that the Pioneer defenders in front of Denson clears that ball so fast, you can't get a ricochet and get a second opportunity for a rebound.
Right, rebounds have been very few and far between. You're right, those Pioneer defenders are to be commended for scooping those up and then getting it out quick. They're not even running with it. They're quick to look up, find those middies, hit it, and then let those guys go up into the offensive
and
zone.
Flip that field like you've been saying. They'll throw the ball upfield, and they don't mind throwing a 20-yard pass.
No, and we haven't seen them miss on too many either. They're just really efficient defense to midfield, and then midfield goes up and just takes over from there.
So not a lot of action in between in front of Denson from the River Rats. All the action's on the outside.
And it's strange. It seemed like initially they had those those flurries to start the game, and since then the Pioneers have just cut all of that off. Foul there out around midfield.
They called that on latch.
I think they did.
Yeah, you called it on latch coming in, and I see the elbow there though coming in by Tuttle, and right in the back.
Yeah, Latch got a little something for his efforts there. He'll be okay. He's tough.
Yeah, you can just look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, that goes a long way to easing your pain.
Another good defense there by Denzin off the post, and again, they flipped the script so fast.
And that play was made by Latch once again. We were talking about, like, hey, he'll be okay. I mean, he received that pass, turned upfield quickly, made another one, and they were off and running, ready to shoot again in just a blink of an eye.
And check out the shot right here coming in, and it was just right off of the cross there of, was that Karaski? And he just couldn't corral it in and to just drop it into the net.
Yeah, that would have been a slam dunk. That would have been that would have been akin to an alley-oop right there, the way he lofted that in for him. And there's another opportunity right out front. Is that Karowski there?
Yeah, and that one's going to be good. And they're talking about, they can see Karowski having a conversation there with Friedman. And they're like,
Pioneer goal by number 18, Cole Karowski, his second of the game.
Yeah, right on the doorstep this time. He made sure he caught it and put it right in the net.
Wide open, and then somebody's got to be talking about leaving that guy alone. Karowski, he just gave it the shrug. He gave it the MJ, the Kobe shrug right there. Like, hey, you can leave me open like that. I'm just spin it around, and I'm going to bury it.
And plus, just the play before that, he was probably feeling himself because he didn't get it in the net.
10-0 now, 7 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Huron needs to get themselves on the board and do it quickly.
Yeah, and for the Rats right now, Nick, I'm thinking they need to just break this down, as opposed to saying, hey, we need to get back in this game. Let's get back on our grind. You know, let's find the back of the net. Let's try to, chip away.
Yeah, then we saw Thorson again from behind. He tried to make those little hip moves, those little jukes we've seen Rosenberg that's so adept at. And he got by his defender, but after that he sent it out in front of his teammate and just a little too far out.
And it looks like right now Coach Conley is going to start getting some players in. And it looks like the River Rats, did they find the net?
I believe that'd be Hamza Khan, if I'm not mistaken there. I think that's number 24 that finally found the back for the Rats.
Kuzma Khan.
Yeah, Kuzma Khan.
6:30 remaining in the third quarter.
Let's take a look on the pass.
Assisted by number 2, Carl Thorsten.
Thornton found him, and that was still a tight window for that shot by Khan.
Yeah, that's a great call by Khan. I mean, he had 3 defenders right in front of him still. Not only could have worked that through with his wrist, that wrist shot, couldn't put a lot of torque onto it. So great job by Khan getting his Huron River Rats on the board.
And I was going to mention just before that, because Rosenberg had found himself to the bench, a couple of the other players had found themselves over on the sideline, and you saw some new Pioneers out on the field.
And here's another opportunity here for the River Rats. But that defense swept in there, took the ball away, and then they're almost on offense in the time it takes to finish that sentence.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of the Pioneers are eager to get their name on the stat sheet.
Oh, of course. When you're up like this, these are your chances to prove, like, hey, maybe not this year, but next year, I belong. I belong on this team. Look what I can do.
And it's an early season, too. So you never know when you might be called upon. So getting these live action moments for some of the younger players. And again, I mentioned at the beginning of the match, there's only, 6 seniors on this Pioneer team? And
yeah, that's about right. But all of those seniors have been contributing.
Yes, indeed.
River Rats just fighting to get back into that offensive zone. Couldn't quite get there again.
There's Khan battling out there. You can see Khan because he's the only one with the green shoes. He sticks out.
far side, the River Rats trying to get back into their offensive zone, trying to get a little bit of this momentum going back at their way.
And again, this is the side where I'd be shooting from if I'm the River Rats. Not over here on the left side of Denson. I'd try to get over on the right side of Denson.
Denson's right, yeah, that's exactly right. That's where that sun is getting lower, but not so low that it's behind those trees yet.
And it's hard to get around number 15 for the Pie High. Conley, he's a beast out there.
He's wide, he's strong, he has no problem stepping into the middle slot area.
Looks like a flag on the field, right? Right by the ref.
I think the ref might have dropped it, maybe. Or they're looking power play right now.
Or is it a delayed penalty?
Yeah, I think that's
because we have two penalties down, two flags on the field here.
So now Huron's going to try to find somebody cutting up front, whips that one to the left.
So on the top of the field, the official is looking for it at about the 40-yard line. He's going to call a holding.
White 2.
And that's going to be a man advantage coming up for the River Rats. Could you see it on that replay, that hold there, number 2?
Yeah, obviously. It was quick. It was very apparent. Very, very apparent there.
Now, this is just what Huron needs. You know, again, this is only the third quarter. So any type of advantage they can take care of and find that back in the net.
Yeah, and when we're talking high school sports, you're trying to improve game by game. You're trying to improve quarter by quarter. If they can finish this one and say, hey, we won that quarter, that's something. That pass just sails a little too high over the player's head there. I believe that was Carl Thorson, again, just over his head.
Yeah, and Regan just, he's feeling bad because he's a captain. And, when you have those opportunities, an errant pass is definitely not what you want to have. And you can see he hangs his head right after that pass because that was an open man.
Yeah, Thorson was ready for that, and you can see that Thorson was about to load it up to try to get that and whip that in there. Speaking of loaded up, here's Pioneer back down on their offensive side. Looks like Dakota Audie Pierce there in that behind the net position. But Pioneer playing possession.
Yeah, working clock too. I mean, this is a time where you can really just sit back and great play there again by the defense for the River Rats. But again, working early in the season, working on plays, working on sets. This is what Coach Conley likes to have an opportunity to do.
Yeah, and it helps playing a good team early on in the season like this. These are the lessons you're going to be able to take. And when the game's over, you scrape yourself up off the field and you walk out there and say, look what we did. Big shot out there, as we saw from the replay.
And there's a good sportsmanship there from the River Rat player helping up. Believe that is that Latch? Can't see that far away from me on the other side of the field. And the sun's battling us.
Yeah, that glare is a thing that's happening. Yeah, if you're down in the field, you're on the press box, you're one of those camera guys down in the field, you're fighting it. Or one of the camera guys up on top of the press box. You're fighting that sun a bit.
Yeah, fighting Tuttle right there. Skylar Tuttle with some big hits from the River Rats.
Shook him off.
Nick Bowers now.
And I mean, clearly this isn't the starting squad out there right now for Pioneer, but they just have that feel that they're a bit out of sorts right now.
Yeah, you can see at the bottom of our screen, number 4 there, Rosenberg walking into your screen there next to the Coach Conley. You can see his helmet is off. He's not playing any longer.
Yeah, no helmet, no gloves.
And he doesn't have a concussion.
Yeah, he's still taped up, right? He's just calling things out down there. And I think that's what you want from your leaders, from your captains, right? Like he needs to help them out and tell them, hey, this is what I do, this is where I position, this is what you're gonna have to look for defensively.
And now he turns into a coach on the sideline.
Yeah, exactly right. River Rats down in their zone, trying to work this around. Kahn with the lone goal for the River Rats.
And you can see, actually, I don't know if it's a byproduct of the Pioneers having other defenders in, but the ball's moving a little bit more freely around the perimeter for Huron.
It is, but to a degree, it almost feels like Pioneers being a little more aggressive defensively. You saw a couple of players just gliding in towards Thorson behind the net. They're not letting him sit there and set anything up, so a little bit more of an aggressive zone down there for the Pioneers, and it pays off as they're coming back up the field right now with 51 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Send that one over to Grieshaber. Figure Pie High holding for the last shot here.
Yeah, just working that perimeter.
Well, and as always, you're working on all those fundamentals, making these crisp passes like you're seeing there. And now it's on Huron to continue their defense that they've shown out here in this third quarter. Latch now finds his way in.
Wow.
High shot, bottom right past Hermanson. Latch is a sniper out there.
Yeah, he puts on some speed, and then that flick of the wrist. I mean, that is a strong shot. Only 6 seconds left here in the quarter.
Strong shot from a dude that ain't that big. Like he's not a big dude, but the fact that he goes up high, exactly right. Every pound, every ounce he's got, he's putting in those shots, and he's firing them in there.
Pioneer 11, Huron 1.
And Latch heads to the bench. That might be the last time we see Jet for this one.
Yeah.
As they are up 11-1 now. 4 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Pioneer comes away with it, but that will do it for the third quarter of play here on CTN Sports. Game of the week. Stick around. You never know what's going to happen. Fourth quarter action from Holloway Field coming right up.
Catch up on FYI and other CTN programs at a2gov.org/watchctn.
Looking down on Holloway Field, golden hour here in the state of Michigan, and golden night for the Pioneers so far, 11-1 with fourth quarter to go here, Kevin.
Truly eclipsing the River Rats on this day of eclipse holidays. Had to.
I mean, you win. I don't even need. I don't know if I can worth speaking anymore after that. That's it. That's a victory for Kevin Bryant here this evening. Likely victory coming up here for the Pioneers, but still 11:41 to go. Lots to do here for the River Rats, trying to find the back of the net a few more times. And I mean, realistically, they did pretty well in that third quarter if you just put that in a vacuum.
Yeah, and there you go again. You see Kahn with that shot right almost in the crease. Oh, big hit there.
That's Ben Porsche that took that.
And the Rowan Gringer, number 4, with the hit there for the River Rats. Clean hit, though.
Yeah, that's what you do. You get a little frustration out.
Yeah, and this is what? In front and above the shoulder. Man, that is exactly like the penalty in the first quarter.
It may be pretty similar to what's going on there.
Where's that official? I need to get him up here and take a look at this.
Yeah, Grenier did a nice job of the hip check on that one.
Hey, I'm not going to bother these officials.
No, they're doing great.
Job tonight.
Exactly right. It's been pretty cleanly played. It's been cleanly called. It's been a smooth game. There's been great tempo back and forth. It's not one of those choppy games that has tons of whistles. This is exactly what you want to see in a lacrosse match.
And it started out that way with, both teams going at it, but then I think the talent just kind of took over.
Yeah, I think both teams eased into what they were supposed to be doing instead of banging into each other.
How did that goal get in?
Although that was a spin around. Was that Latch that put that in?
Jet Lash. I mean, it looked like he was getting slashed, and he was going to get chopped in half. But look at the way, we got to take a look at this. Even Rosenberg's happy on that one. But he's getting chopped in half as he's coming into the play. He doesn't even believe he still has it, and he just flings it.
Well, a fling is a kind of behind the back spinner Rooney there. I mean, that was
we gotta take a look at that one more time.
Him.
Look, one more time. All right, here we go. Real slow. I want to see this. He backhanded it.
I mean, he did wheel his head around after the fact, but yeah, just a great presence. And like you said, I mean, he was getting it from in front, he was getting it from behind, and he spun that around and put that in. And that is a great highlight goal. That might be going on the end of the year tape.
That might be a spring highlight.
A no-look spinner Rooney from Jet.
Yeah.
Jet takes off.
Ooh.
Mark that one.
We're going to keep trying though. We're going to keep going. I like that.
I'm sure he's so sick of that. Like, he's like, bro, I've heard this since I was 3 years old. There's nothing that you could give me that I haven't heard a dozen times from all my uncles. Pioneer back at it. That transition offense as we've seen so much.
Boy, number 5, Yang, took a big hit. He came down after he took that hit in the midsection. Tough guy, though. I mean, the pass was a little bit too high for him, and he took one right in the midsection.
And I believe Brendan Moore coming off the field quickly, limping a little bit, seemed to be favoring his right leg.
Yeah, and that's one thing the Pioneers don't want to have at this juncture of the game is any kind of injuries.
Right. Yeah, you hope it's only something like a Charlie horse, nothing.
Exactly,
nothing major.
A cramp. You know, because this is one of the first warm days. Players get out here and they're a little loose, more loose than normal.
River Rats now maybe working 2 players behind the net. Thorson there finds it out front. High shot there by Colin Bowman.
But Denson just tracks it. And he tracks it all the way into his cross, into the net. I mean, good eyes.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter save.
They better stop this guy.
He's got anger in his heart, Denson does. He's coming up there, and that's how you stop him.
Well,
throw a little hit on him.
Might slow him down. Oh, he almost got an assist, too. So he drops it in down low. And Gershbacher.
Basically a scrum in the middle. A solid 2/3 of the team.
You find the ball
right in there.
That, right?
Exactly. Pioneer manages to come up with it somehow. Someone found it. Someone could see it. And now they're back on the attack. Set that offense, trying to find that play. Curious will try to go down low. I believe they've got Finn Sanders down there behind the net right now. High shot goes just to the left of Hermanson. Nolan Miller, I believe, on the shot there.
Yeah, and they actually cleared the entire side for Miller. Yang took his man and ran away from the play, allowing Miller that full track right into the keeper's mouth.
Well, and I even fell into that trap because I kept thinking they were going to go down low, but you're right, those players cycled away. As you can see it right there, he got there and he had a nice open look on the right-hand side. I mean, he had that man in front of him, but he still had the opportunity to get that shot away.
And now a little keep away being played by the Pioneers and towing the line.
Pioneers rushing in full bore. Bumps off a player there. That was Cole Karowski again.
And Karowski, I mean, he got some business going in there. Good defense there for Gringer.
Yeah, I mean, he did.
checks.
He did everything he could to stay in front of his man, put a little body on him, put the cross on him a little bit, and now the River Rats are giving it to him. They're giving him the business to anybody that comes in there now, but still bounces off of it, and that's going to be another Pioneer goal.
And Gershbacher.
Pioneer goal by number 33, Jack Grieshaber.
Grieshaber.
At 7:19.
Grieshaber. Watch it on these hits. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's get one. I want a goal.
Well, and just look at that. Look at that swing, that wind-up. I mean, but like you said, he was bouncing off of dudes. He was putting up with the stick problems, and then as soon as he had a couple of open steps, I mean, he just wound up and put everything into that. That ball was going fast when it hit that net.
Yeah, I'm surprised that net stopped the ball.
Yeah, Grieshaber there. That'll be one for his highlight plays.
Oh, my goodness.
Just shows what a tough kid he is.
Yeah,
and
I
then
mean, to
comes
take all
around
that
with
contact,
the power to make that great shot.
I mean, it was just to keep his head in the play, and it looked like he was losing control of the ball, and then he turns around and just unleashes a howitzer.
Well, it's really easy to get frustrated when you're taking that kind of abuse too, right? Like, I mean,
exactly.
just getting hacked.
Get out of the way. This is why hockey players, that's like dominoes falling.
It almost looked like it might have went off his helmet. Like if it didn't hit his helmet, it just barely missed it. And you're right. No, I don't get in front of that. No, you put me in full hockey goalie pads.
Yeah.
And I'm not going out there and getting in front of that.
Just by his body language, that boat's going to be a nasty shot.
Yeah, he could see that one coming. You don't want to take that one to the grill. You don't want to test how strong those helmets are, or test how strong that face mask is.
Too early in the season for that one. No, I got a lot more game time to play.
Well, it's only Monday. I got all the rest of the week.
It's Ann Arbor, though. These kids might be out of school tomorrow.
That's true. Good for them if they are.
It's post-eclipse day tomorrow.
That's right. Got to take a day
off. Eyes might be hurting.
Got to take a day off after that. That's right. Sleep in. Give the eyes a break. Those glasses are dark.
Oh, yeah. I put a pair on.
Mm-hmm. Can't see nothing.
Couldn't see anything.
They do their job. They do their job.
Well, see, that's a dangerous pass. I never like to see someone throw the ball back inside the goal crease.
Totally agree. I know there was only one Pioneer player there, but all it takes is one. All it takes is a weird bounce, which that ball will do.
And whack. Is that and how did Pioneer get possession of the ball after that? I need to learn these rules. That looked like a slash to me.
Yeah, that slash. I mean, it was on the back of the stick there, on the back of the cross, but it's all matter. And that one hit
both posts, right?
Post there.
Oh, and then he bowls it in.
But then gobbled up by the Pioneers, and it appears that will be another goal for Pioneer.
I think that might. Will that do it?
Nick Houston.
Houston with the goal, and you could just see the dejected defenders.
Oh, well, it's afterwards, too. I mean, he took 17, went right into the chest of, I believe that was 19 for the Rats, right?
Yes.
Patterson took the brunt of that hit. You can see him down on his back there. Boink. Boink.
Yeah, Houston just leveled him, followed through on that. Now the Pioneers back at it again. No rest for the weary out there right now down on Holloway Field.
No, and they're leaving some of the specialists. Caden Wolf, he's the face-off specialist. He's usually faced off and goes right to the sideline. He's out there now for these final moments of this match.
Well, good for him for getting a little more opportunity. Like you said, he's the face-off specialist. That's what he's out there for. But, you know, he's still out there game in and game out doing his thing, putting up a lot of punishment sometimes with those faceoffs. So give him an opportunity to try to sniff the net as well.
And no one's going to – you guys need to stop trying to get through Conley. 15 is a wall.
Just an absolute tank, Conley. Oh, and he went to a slash there.
Ouch.
Another slash. No calls on that one. Like, he got them extra low. Man. And he was just chopping wood at him.
That has to leave a mark.
Unbelievable. The Huron players continue moving forward, nonplussed completely. They're going to try to go in, and he's going to get a few chucks for his efforts.
And I tell you, this Pioneer defense has just been stellar. Yeah, we said Denzen's name many times because of saves just like that, how he tracks the ball right into the net. But those folks in front of him, the defenders in front of him, are doing a yeoman's work.
Yeah, the defenders, they're closing the gaps. As you mentioned astutely before, they're not giving out rebounds. They're Johnny on the spot and then turning the ball upfield so quickly. That defense appears to be a well-oiled machine as of right now.
And Pioneer came into this game. They had a sloppy match before. They really cleaned up a lot of that over the last 2 days. And they're going, like I said, into the thick of their schedule. They have Northville coming up on Friday night. And then they really have about a game every other day, it seems like, on their schedule.
Yeah, a lot of these spring sports, they're bam, 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 bam. Like you're getting 2-3 games per week, whether it's lacrosse, baseball, girls water polo, as we mentioned, soccer. You're getting a lot of sport for your money's worth in a short season. Pioneers now working this one around. Pulls that one off the turf. Kudos to these River Rat defenders, though, who are doing an outstanding job sticking with it and making these plays.
1 minute remaining in the game.
Only 1 minute to go here in this one, 50 seconds to go here while the Rats maybe try to get one more for their efforts, but man, those Pioneer defenders continue to stay focused in on the job, also staying focused in on their job tonight. Everybody that makes this broadcast happen, as we mentioned earlier, running cables, setting up cameras, staring into the sun basically. Just so many great professionals working with out there. On camera tonight, we do have Jelani Embry and Mad Mike Koski, Mo Sislak El Mazri down in the truck on audio replay, and of course, Rob the Boss Cross down there directing. I'm Nick Wisniewski. Kevin Bryant on his way with the key player down to the field. Stick around, we'll discuss who that might be here in the next few moments. And that will do it for this one from Holloway Field. Decisive victory for the Pioneers, 14-1 over cross-rival Huron River Rats. But stick around, we will have Kevin Bryant down on the field with our key player of the game. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, I hope you like what you're watching, and if you do, hit that little like button and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at A2 CTN Sports. Okay, now any other time it might be the high goal scorer would be our key player of the game, but Whit, come on man, tell me about the goal that you scored tonight.
Tonight I just felt like I could take it. I took it, I passed it off, and then I saw I was open, so I kept going. I just always wanted to score, so it was fun.
Was that your first goal?
Yeah, first goal.
Awesome, man. But the play that really the game was the defense. You were stopping everything, and really that one goal before the end of the first quarter, you went down to your knee.
Yeah, thank you, yeah. I mean, I just tried to stay calm down there. Our defense did a great job, and everyone just did a great job today.
Yeah, the guys in front of you did an awesome job. Couldn't talk enough about them.
Yeah, I mean, all of our defense, I mean, we had so many guys, and it was just great to see team win.
Perfect way to get this game going. Now you've gotten the city lead from beating Skyline and now beating Huron. Yeah. Congratulations on the big win.
Thank you so much.
Nick, we'll send it back up to you.
Kevin Bryant always getting to the bottom of things. Found out that was Denzin's first goal ever. Outstanding stuff from Kevin. For Kevin Bryant, I'm Nick Wisniewski here from CTN Sports Game of the Week. From Hallway Field, Pioneers 14, River Rats 1. We'll catch you all next time on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
You know what else they keep on the top shelf besides the goals?
What's that, man?
The peanut butter.